What it do? It's DOA back with another episode of Putting It Together. We continuing on this Book of Enoch reading and interpretation. Without further ado, we're going to get into it. Starting off on chapter 7. We left off on chapter 6. So chapter 7 goes, "And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones." So we left off chapter 6, and it was telling of Samyaza and the rest of the fallen angels making these oaths to take these wives. So we picked up on chapter 7 right there. Chapter 8, "And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. Samyaza taught enchantments and root cuttings. Armaros, the resolving of enchantments. Barakijal taught astrology. Kokobel, the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Araquiel, the signs of the earth. Shamsiel, the signs of the sun. And Seriel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven." So I probably slaughtered them names, but as you can see, each of these, the 10 chiefs of these fallen angels, was teaching different sciences, so to speak. So the one was teaching the metal work. Another taught them how to use makeup, basically, and they taught them about the stones, the valuable stones in the earth, and root cuttings is what they keep saying. Root cuttings is an odd one that I always looked up, and I'm not really sure what they mean by that. But in another translation, they say the separation of roots. So I'm assuming it sounds like the cutting down of plants, but I'm sure it's probably more in depth than that. If anybody know exactly what that means, please leave it in the comments. I've always wondered about that. But they taught them enchantments and constellations, and looked like they taught them about how to track the weather and the course of the planets and stuff like that. So some of these you could see how they would be evil, or it would bring some evil about, teaching how to make the knives, the swords, the shields, how to use the makeup and stuff like that. Could lead to a path of destruction, I guess you could say. But from my understanding, the wives that they took up were almost like cave women. So you got the sons of men, which is who they're speaking of. The sons of men was kind of like a, from my understanding, a lower evolved human. Then you had the sons of God, which would be like um, what Enoch himself is, and Melchizedek and all of them. When God says, we shall create men in our image, is speaking of Adam and Ezekiel, my bad, Enoch, Melchizedek, and all of them. So it's like um, humanoids that were built in the image of God, so to speak. So then you had like cave type men, and that's who the fallen angels was taking their wives from. So this is where we get the depiction of like witches, because they taught them almost magic. As you can see in that chapter, they was teaching them enchantments and stuff like that. And part of the evil was because they gave high sciences to lower evolved humans. So we get into chapter 8. It says, oh no, that was chapter 8. No, chapter 9. And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said one to another, the earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their cryings up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, bring our cause before the Most High. And they said to the Lord of ages, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious, and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and the power over all things hast thou. And all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel hath done, who hath taught all unrighteousness on earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were preserved in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Semyaza, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates, and they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sin. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying, and make their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended, and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass. And thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them, and thou dost not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. So basically, he's saying you can see what they've done, and we don't know what we should do because of what they've done. So chapter 10 said, then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. And again the Lord said to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is Dudiel, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment he shall be cast into the fire, and heal the earth which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, and that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed, and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. And to Gabriel said the Lord, proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the watchers from amongst men, and cause them to go forth. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have, and no request that they, i.e. their fathers, make these shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, go bind Semeiaza and his associates, who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison, in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations, and destroy the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. So we'll stop there for the day. But as you can see, it's about to get ugly. The Most High sends down these angels, Uriel, Michael, Gabriel, to do this work, and basically to apprehend these fallen angels that have let this evil off on the earth. And you can see he says to bury one in the desert and basically put mountains on top of them. And they said the place was Dudael. Not exactly sure where that is, but I'm sure people do lots of studies on where they think these places are. I'm sure you could find plenty of, I guess, historians trying to tell you where these mountain ranges are. But this is where the split occurs. And I was telling y'all in the last video, you got these Luciferians who worship these fallen angels because they feel like at this point right here in the Book of Enoch, where they basically wanted them to receive some mercy for doing those acts, but as you can see, the Most High has chose to show them no mercy. So you got like these Satanists who want to support Zazel, Semeiaza, and all of them, and feel like, you know, if God was who we think God is, he should have shown mercy on them for committing these sins, which he did not do. As you can see, he says they'll be bound up and they will basically be burned when the judgment comes. So we'll leave it there for the day, man. Give y'all something to think about. It's about to get it a little bit juicier on the next reading. As always, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace and love, love and light, wisdom and insight. To the next episode, DOA, putting shit together. Peace.